Hello there. Are you scared? Oh, you must be a theological twit. Sorry for that. But, excuse me, I got a cough as well. Well, that's exactly what inspired me, actually, fear. And I called it the insanity and the vanity of fear because it's supposed to be like a diva. It's like, excuse the cough. Let's just say that fear would take a form. Now, fear is just as vain as we human beings are, I guess. If it would take a form, then it would try to put on its best robes and try to look as good as possible and not reveal itself. So, that would be the way I would depict fear. It would be vain, in other words. At the same time, of course, what is vanity? That's something we have to ask each other as well. If fear would not want to reveal itself, then it's up to us whether we are going to feel its presence. Yeah, and it's a complex theme, I know, but it's nothing you can grasp or touch, or you can only feel it. Everybody does in some way, and this is the result of the criticism which I keep getting because of the mottos and the themes I make, which are only mottos and themes. I only have one very, very large rule in my life. That's what I try to abide by. I'm not an angel, but don't harm anybody in life, and then you're religious. Simple. And that covers the Ten Commandments. It covers every other rule in any theological background of any religion everywhere in the world. Anything that does not harm you is religious. Everything that harms you is not religious. Simple. And harms you, I don't mean me, myself. I mean being good to each other. Having said that, let's get back down to the mod. It's based upon a Pandora from Bitfenix. Thank you very much, Bitfenix. And thank you, actually, Hardware Lux, because I made this one for a contest at Hardware Lux. And we got a bunch of hardware, which is all stuck inside there. It was a very, very sleek case, very slim here. I think it's only got 16 or 17 point something centimeters. And so the biggest problem was, of course, the width. Even getting the Strix is a graphic card in, and fans and things to keep it cool and things like that. So I had to widen it a bit. And seeing as I had this concept anyway, I started in the front. This skull here was actually, I salvaged it from a what do you call it? An aquarium. It didn't look that mean when I got it, but after modding it, it did. And the other skulls have also a little bit of a Giga stylish. They've got horns and dreadlocks and things like that. Here we got the dreadlocks, the horns here. Modified them all to make that front look badass. And it's got shoulder blades here. These are handless horns. People have been calling them horns. They're not really horns, they're actually shoulders and looking up at you. But, you know, a little bit like that Terminator finger in Terminator 2, pointing towards us. And yeah, it's hard to understand, I know, and just be happy that you cannot get into the dark nook and crannies of my imagination. Anyway, that's what came out. If she's vain, this diva, then of course, on the outside, she doesn't want to show her scars, but they are there. So I pierced the perfect skin, which I made with MDF holts, that's MDF wood, and I gave her scars as well. It took me a long time to decide to actually scar the wood, but then I did that, and I'm glad I did because it looks good. On the inside you'll find no scars because inner scars are emotional or depressional according to how we live our life or what happens to us, the experiences we make, the things that happen to us, and nobody can actually see them. And seeing as this is making fear visible here, that's what it's all about, there are no scars on the inside, even though they are wounds which nobody ever sees. No, I didn't talk to Sigmund Freud when I made this. It's all from my own imagination, but it's just a theme. I like to build what other people think. So, I got two NMX fans, one here, one on the other side, and with a pin there's a hole here, and then I can change the color. These shoulder blades on both sides, I had to get them both adjacent and equal and symmetrical. That was a tough job. The front, I covered it with this mesh where I stuck on the skulls. Got the 3 channels of LED. It's got something like a tie here, yeah, so making it look elegant again. The shoulder blades have got the dreadlocks on both sides coming out. It's got 3 channels for RGB, but I just plugged in red LEDs. Now it's all red. It's got 3 channels. One, that's just the front. The fan lights I can turn off separately. And we got number 2, which is the eyes. There you can see something looks a bit like the Strix eyes a little bit. I can't get them in the camera so well, I've just seen. And then I've got the last channel, which is actually inside when I open it up, and backlight for the speakers. These are small speakers, salvaged them from a laptop. Don't have the best sound, but it's just, you know, for the sake of completion. And because I didn't just want to make 2 humpy side panels, so I decided to give them that function. This is MDF wood. This is the actual case itself. On the top it had a push to open top part, yeah, where you could stick in fans or a radiator or something. And I decided to take the radiator, which I got, the Kraken, and put it inside here in the front, with the fan, of course, sucking in cold air. You got air coming in through the sides as well, and it's all being ventilated out the back. And decided to put a hard top on it. So this hard top, once again, same style, a little bit Giger touch here and here as well. You got the scars and everything. Here I've got the grip engraving. It's made out of MDF as well, and that's to pick it up, so it's transportable. It's a heavy, and it's a heavy bitch. But it's transportable that way. Then I got the wings on the back, actually just for sake of completion, and when you actually look at them, then they do resemble at least a semi here and semi here, 2 different halves of the Bitfenix logo, and this case is actually from Bitfenix, so it's a little tribute to them, but in the insanity in the vanity of fear style. The Pandora is a very sleek case. It's actually a very elegant case. I like it very much. Doesn't have much room though, but that's the price you pay, I guess, to when they make them sleeker and slender and smaller. And so I decided to put these panels on the side. I put a plastic cover here on the back, which I can take off. I'll try to do it with one hand now, where all the wires are hidden. Yeah, it's possible. There you go. I can't get it back on with one hand, so I'll just have to press pause, I think. Let's see if I can get it back on with one hand. I have to press in the middle. No, I'll just press pause just a minute. So I'm back. Yeah, and so it just slides in between these 2 sides. It's painted on the inside actually, so that it doesn't scratch. But I think in the end I did give it a coat, because I wanted to put the scars on the background as well. Just like I've got the scars here, or here, or here, you know, for the final touch. There I got another Giga type alien head. And these wings here on the back are actually to help me to open it up. I can open it up just with one hand here, like this. That's what these are actually for. Otherwise I would have to grip inside there, and I don't want to get too near to that skull. So, because she bites, right? So I use this, just press like this, and you can take it off. So there was somebody who wanted to know was sollen die Dinger da oben. Now he knows what it is. What else have we got? The USBs and the audio ports on the top there. The eyes there. Yeah, now I'll open it up. So, for opening it up, of course, when I take this panel off to look inside, then I have to disconnect the wires. There's 3 sets of wires going in. There's 1 set for the NMX fan here. Then there's another set which is going to the loudspeakers, speaker on this side, and there's another set, of course, for the LEDs in the front. So I'll have to press pause again. I'll put you on the tripod, then you can see the inside while I'm opening it. So, hello again. I'll open it up now for you. And then inside, I've got this wire, which I can hide behind these dreadlocks again. It's actually a network cable. Has 8 pairs in it, so I've got 2 for reserve as well. And I just plug it out of this network socket, shove it in there, so you can't see it. It doesn't look that well, doesn't look that good. And the dreadlocks back out again. Come on. And that one, that last one. Yeah, but it's hidden. And I can put this aside. And that's the inside of the insanity in the melody of fear. Out of the box, like I said, the Pandora is very slim. So one problem I did have was, of course, the width. Because in the contest we got this Asus Strix as well, and it's a little bit wider than the whole case. And so that was a little bit of a problem, but I managed to, with the side panels, to fix that. For instance, if I take the keyboard and I would run up these 2 sides, and watch, it hits it. So that means that that side panel would not have fitted onto the whole case. But with the extensions on both sides, then it works. It runs with 30 degrees, which is nothing, actually. So it's actually freezing cold inside there. In spite of all the panels and everything, because I got a fan here with the Kraken, which is ventilating all the air into the back, and from the sides it's pushing in air as well. So the air has to go somewhere, and it ventilates out here. That's where it escapes. It escapes up here as well, of course. And even though this is stationary now, it's fixed. We got the PSU down here. All the wires are hidden up here. This frame was left over. It was left over from the CPU socket frames, and so I decided to put another skull on there, and that way some of the air which is being pushed in can actually go inside there as well, and ventilate out the back end. And it's lit up as well, which I can do now. Let's change the different lighting thing. As you can see, there's his eyes. All the LEDs are on now, or I can make it blink. Hello, hey there. The insanity in the vanity of fear. Put 2 LEDs behind its eyes, or her eyes, as well. Oh yeah, she likes when I cough. Cough! Right. As long as I don't cuss, she likes when I cough. Right. So I'll remember that. Or I can fade it, then it pulses. And speed it up a little bit. So now you can see how it keeps coming and going, fading in, fading out. But there's 3 channels. They're all red, but the 3 channels of light. Could have done it on one, but I like it that way. What else we got? Yeah, this is actually stuck to the Strix itself. This is stuck to the bottom of the PSU. This I put an aluminium frame here and here, and then use this plexi to stick it on there. And this display, I like this little feature. I could have left it because you can't see it when the case is closed, but I decided to put it in because I can leave the case open as well, so that you can see the fear's soul as well. And the good thing is, out of the box, it was in the front, but out of the box it was it only has enough memory for 1 picture, or it's just one of its properties that it can only hold 1 picture. So I managed to write a script, and when the computer is running, then it actually keeps playing it, picture after picture. I've got about, I think, 5 or 6 pictures, and every 6-7 seconds then it turns over onto the next picture. So that's good. I could actually put the whole worklog on there if I like, but that's too much. So I just quickly touched up a few photos like them and put them on the screen there. So I like that. And when it's off, then it looks a little bit like a mirror. When you're thinking of vanity, you always think about a young woman looking in the mirror. Or many men nowadays, unfortunately, as well. So that's the inside of it as well. The base, the Pandora itself, the whole case stopped about here. and then it was actually sitting on the table or wherever it would be sitting, and it doesn't have much ventilation at the bottom. Now it does, it has much more. And all this, you know, a percent here, a percent there, a fraction here, a fraction there, it all mounts up to my being able to run this baby on less than 35 degrees, which is very good. Of course, when I play a game, then I can turn the fans up as well. So I'll just see if you can see this. There you go. The mouse. And then, sorry, I've got such a cold, so I keep sniffing and coughing. At the moment it's on auto, and I don't know whether you can see this, we got 37 degrees, and I can actually touch the heat pipe. If I would play a game, of course it gets warmer. But when that side panel is on, then it's blowing in cooler air onto it as well, so that helps as well. Go on manual, go all the way up, apply. Of course the fan goes on, now it'll take it down to roughly about 30 degrees, and that's just as hot as it'll get. So it's actually nothing. No heat issues at all. Alright, let's go back to auto, apply. Don't need that anymore. So what else can I show you? Yeah, I'll take the camera in a little bit, so I'll make some close-ups and I'll show you how the script works as well. Press pause. Alright, now we've got the interior. The top. Yes, H.R. Giger is one of my artistic idols. I love his work. People think he's sick, but I think he's sickly good. He's not with us anymore, but his art will live forever, so that's a way of immortality as well. We are what we leave behind, because we cannot take anything with us. For some people that's not such a good deal, but for other people it's okay. Alright, so here you can see on screen the pictures are changing all the time, and that happens with this script here. This is the script. I'll stop it now. So now I've stopped it, and the last picture which was on screen stays on screen. We're past 7 seconds now, doesn't change. So now all I have to do is see if I can get it in all together. And I can't. Okay, I click on the script. It'll start, and the pictures start changing. Alright, so that's a nice little feature then. So there we got the interior. I can actually leave it open because it's not that bad. Put these dreadlocks on a couple of days ago. Got some more scars here as well. I left a slit here so that when the side panel is on, then it looks a little bit like this. Here on this side. In the camera you can see dotted light, but it's actually just one streamline. You can see the eye on this side better because it's darker. And I'll turn all the LEDs on. And I'll put the side panel back on, so that you can see how the side panel springs to life as soon as I connect it. So I'll press pause for a minute. So there we go. As I said, I can pick it up with this. Got the fan here. I have to take something off the fan here because it's excuse me, it's so damn tight in there. Really, it was so tight. Anyway, I got the wires coming in here from the elements in the front, and with this socket I can just plug it in, so it's a quick plugger like this. Take that wire back out of there. Where is it? And I'll plug it back in there. And then just flip this back on, because the Pandora system is very nice. I like it. Clip, and that's it. And then we got the front with the two Strix eyes once again. These are actually loudspeakers, small loudspeakers. They don't have the best sound, but I salvaged them from an old laptop. I'm self-employed in the IT sector, and I get a lot of old hardware from customers, and seeing as I'm a recycler, I don't throw the parts away because I know usually I can always use something. And there you go. Yeah, I used. That was the insanity and the vanity of fear. If anybody has any question, then please look on hardwarelux.de, I think. Yeah. And I'll be happy to answer them all. So, of course, I have no logos on the case because I never do that. That's why I like doing things like this. This Windows is not activated yet. That's why I can't change the background picture. But I just start the presentation and then I press pause. I got the right thing. That's how I'll present the screen with that. So, say bye-bye, Thea. Say bye-bye to HardwareLux. Say bye-bye to WMI. Say bye-bye to the whole modding community. Goodbye. I will see you in your dreams. Goodbye.